It's 4K sky watching time.
Red alert!
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Tom King. This is the 4K Skywatching Podcast, episode 45, the best boomerang videos caught on tape. That is the subject of what I am going to cover tonight. So I hope you tuned in and had a happy Thanksgiving with your family and in-laws and whatever, and got your stomach full. In America, we eat turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and corn and cranberry sauce and stuffing and all kinds of stuff. And it's just great time. It's an excuse to get together and eat a lot of food and gain a couple of pounds. So yeah, we're going to get into some footage tonight. A lot of footage. Some of this footage is very damaged. I want to give you kind of a heads up on that. I cleaned up some of this footage the best I could. Some of it is just ruined. I mean, we're going back in time to stuff that's caught on film and then converted. I converted a lot of this stuff tonight to 4K, and I ran them through 8 different models. So I would look through them and pick which one, does this even work? In one case, I just didn't even do it. I said, this didn't help at all. So we'll just go with like the original type version. So yeah, some of this stuff is damaged going back to the 80s. Some of this stuff is just down the memory hole. A lot of this footage that I was showing you was easily to get your hands on back in the 90s and 2000s. Everyone had copies of these. Today, it's getting really hard to find. The Google search does not help the algorithm when you're looking around to find some of these clips. So I could imagine what the hell George Knapp would have with his boxes and boxes of stuff if he wherever to put that out. So yeah, this is a good episode. I was running for the last 3 days or so. I was running a continuous live cam. On the last episode of 4K Skywatching, I was telling you I'm going to get some gear. I'm going to take this black Alienware box that used to run like episode 1 through 6 of this podcast, and I'm going to have that run and see how that works. That did a pretty good job. It had no drops from the capture card. That was good. The streaming of the upload and all whoever is using services here from like a TV did not seem to affect it. The only thing that kind of affected it is it takes a lot of my time to sit there and watch it, switch cameras. I have to keep in mind that this is going live, so I don't want to like turn on the camera to the arcade system and I'm in there playing whatever, taking out the trash, doing household stuff, around the house. So I got to be mindful of that. I didn't have an audio feed on it. I kind of got how it works in 12-hour chunks. I had some problems at night where switcher was shutting down. So I was killing the stream. But I kind of got that worked out. So I don't know if I'm going to keep continuing doing that. I'm going to think about it. If I do, it's going to be an add-on level here. It's going to cost a little bit more money. But then you can skywatch kind of as I'm skywatching with the equipment live, drop suggestions in there. Say you want to look around at stuff, we can look at stuff, do tutorials too, because not only is it just cameras, I can dig into these computers and pull out stuff, and we could have a watch party backstage, if you will, with that. So I don't know, it's kind of fun to do. It's up to you guys to see what you guys want to do with that. So make sure I got the right chat going here, get the chat fixed, and then we're going to be off and running. Okay, the first yeah, so running all these cameras is good. What we did see a couple of things, not too much. The meteor tube type thing showed up when I was sky watching. So we looked at that. It was probably a meteor. That's what I'm thinking. But we saw a meteor strike on that last night. We saw something going up at what, 6:58? It was in the chat. So yeah, why I'm not watching, other people could be watching the feed. I'm not sure how that would work, because I was saying in the last episode, I think I use a program called 4K Downloader, of course, 4K. And I also have a licensed version of it. So you could go in there, drop in a link, and it'll download the entire YouTube channel for you and fill up your hard drive, right? How the hell would that work on a live stream? Because I'm wondering if you could run that and then run UFODAP off my stream or something. Interesting. And yeah, I was working with Dan, and we got his UFODAP camera, his thermal camera, up and running. I don't have it hooked up to UFODAP, but at least he has it. I think he's got a couple different systems. So yeah, hopefully he gets some footage. He was saying he started seeing stuff, and yeah, you are going to see a lot of stuff. So you're going to have to learn what's birds and whatnot. I don't have the chat running. I'll get it running while we go through this. So we're going to start tonight's show deep back to the 80s. Now, these boomerang type of UFOs have been around for a very long time. If you go through the old books, the archives, look at Night Siege, and if you read that, that goes into the entire mass sightings in the Hudson Valley area, where they were seeing these boomerang type videos. There's a couple of researchers that have done the best show that you can find on the Hudson Valley case. And they do a presentation on it, and the back and the forth of what happened on this. I would suggest, if you want to do a deep dive on that, look into the Hudson Valley sightings. Again, there was a nuclear plant that some of these were based around. And the debunkers came in and they said, these are people with ultralights and flying Christmas lights on ultralights, coming up with, crazy ideas. They don't believe in UFOs at all. Then they said it was Cessnas. So then they had people that had Cessnas that went out and flew them over and over to try and replicate it. They fooled one or two of the eyewitnesses, but not a lot of them. And they would fly around actually with their lights off at certain times, trying to replicate this event. And in this clip I'm going to show, it's going to show at the end a bunch of Cessnas, and sometimes you'll see this in compilation clips of the Hudson Valley. So learn that the ones at the end are the Cessnas.
Oh my God. El Palacio del Inca se ve.
Local residents and commuters just 40 miles from New York City had been reporting sightings of an unusual object in the night skies for over a year and a half. Sightings were reported on at least 50 separate nights during the 18-month period. Over 9,000 eyewitnesses, lawyers, teachers, CPAs, advertising executives, nurses, and factory workers reported seeing the unidentified phenomena. Newspapers and television almost weekly carried reports of the sightings. From different places throughout the area, eyewitnesses all reported seeing the same thing.
I looked up, and right over my head, virtually, and it wasn't far off, it was right over my head and very still, there was a rim of lights in the shape of a triangle.
It was just a tremendous object. It was anywhere from wingtip to wingtip, about 50 or 60 yards.
These were very, very unusual lights. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And so I pulled my car over and I had to take a look.
I mean, he would drive down the road and look up in the sky.
Some people, like Bob and Lori Pozzioli, were determined to film the object.
And then one night, he spotted this one round object. And that's when he called me and he said, quick, let's get the camera. And we did.
Oh, good God.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Not playing.
I'm going to tell you something, honey. I don't know what the hell it is.
It's rotating.
Bob and Lori photographed this unidentified flying object near their home in Brewster, New York. Bob is a vice president in a Manhattan computer firm. Some of their friends and Lori's parents thought they were crazy, despite this photographic evidence.
Yeah, it's turning very, very slowly.
9,000 odd people have seen this thing, or whatever it is, and they all just can't be crazy.
Could it have been an aircraft or many smaller light planes flying in formation? The media attention given the sightings prompted 6 pilots at a local airport to try to prove that it could be just that. Amused by the idea of UFOs, the pilots planned and flew at least 18 daring nighttime missions, flying in formation, sometimes without lights. This hoax fooled at least some of the eyewitnesses, but not Bob and Lori. They claimed that in addition to photographing the UFO, they also videotaped the light airplanes as they enacted their hoax.
There are 6, and the lead one has his 3 lights on. Everybody else only has 2. Did you hear the engines?
Some UFO investigators agree that many of the reported sightings were probably of the hoax. But some eyewitnesses, they say, were clearly able to differentiate between the hoax and the unidentified object.
As it was coming over, there was a star in the sky, and as the lead light went under that star, right behind it, you could still see the star, which meant it was not a solid object. And as it was going overhead, you did hear engines. All right, now, what kind of aircraft engines, I don't know, but you did hear aircraft engine noise.
Engine noise, different lights, and different flying movements, UFO proponents say, clearly make the airplanes IFOs, identified flying objects. But this object, or objects, remains unidentified for many. This New York State event occurred over a densely populated area and over a nuclear plant.
So I took that clip. That's pretty bad. And it's about the only one that you can find at the Hudson Valley UFO event. And that particular one, it was the lights formed into a round circle. And then behind it, you can see this trailing light. And sometimes that would flash. None of those type of lights flashed with any type of FAA type of lights. Now, there are people that were under it, and some of them saw structure. Some of them saw what they said they looked like scaffolding type structure. There was a point where the object hovered and it turned as if it was a disc rotating. And I took this part of the video. I stabilized one of the lights because I had to pick which is the best option to go for here. And when I did, ironically, you could see the thing rotating in the video, which you can't really tell with the damaged one because you're just kind of going, what's this? This is some round circle lights. But you will see here in just a second the edit. So let's get to that. So this is the clip to work with here. And looking through these clips, which is hard to find, what can you actually do with this? Not a lot. You can't make out a structure. Whatever that was, it was a flying group of objects. And my theory is this is most likely a group of objects. Sometimes people report a solid object, and that may be the case in some of the sightings, but in many of the sightings, they're a group of objects flying and imitating as if they are one huge object for some reason. So in this clip is where I stabilize the top object. So the object up at about the 12 or the 1 o'clock position is the one that I locked down. The object goes into a slow rotation, and now I'm going to rewind it, and then you're going to kind of see what I'm talking about. So when you rewind it, and you go to the beginning, and you go forward, you could see those objects go in a circle. So that's not something that we're going to see with a bunch of aircraft flying kind of in formation. I mean, I guess they could switch positions, but they said the object stopped and hovered, and then it turned, and all the lights turned with it. And this case where I did the stabilization, and you go back and forward, you can clearly see that that does bring out the rotation of the lights in the Hudson Valley video. For some reason, I got some problems. I'm reading the chat, but for some reason, I got problems bringing them on the screen. So we'll just go with it. I'm reading what it'd be nice to take the clips if we see and slow down some of them, the basic stuff. Okay, so rotating craft. Okay, so there, what happens is my theory here is these objects go in clusters of about 10 per cluster, and they travel in 2 clusters. And they hang out together, but they don't seem to, from what we've seen, group together into a supercluster of 20 objects. But a lot of these clips, we're going to see one cluster and then another one. So with the Hudson Valley one, we had kind of the cluster, and then we had the one behind it. And also, these events take place seemingly about every 5 years. About every 5 years, one of these Hudson Valley type boomerang events happen. They happen repeatedly. After they happen a lot of times, then what's called poisoning the well happens, where debunkers come in and say, well, it was us, we launched some balloons, or it was us, we did something else, as they do not want people looking into this. So a lot of people won't count the next clips, but I'm going to count these in. And this is from the Greifswald, Germany account that happened, I believe, in 1990. And what happened is, again, with these boomerang sightings, they happen when the sun's going down. So that's the best time to see them, is between like 6, 7, 8 o'clock, not at 2 or 3 in the morning. A lot of people say, well, what if somebody had a cell phone? Well, things would be different. No, you just get nice deep blacks, Hollywood blacks, and you don't get that fuzzy stuff that we see here for the blacks at night. And you just get nice pointy lights, but you don't see the outline of the craft. So in the Greifswald, Germany, we had 2 clusters again, and they kind of stayed away from each other. But in some of them, you could see the objects moving up. So let's run into these.
Betsy.
Она прилетела. Интересный шапка. Алёша! Алёша!
Ну что это за такое, Коля?
Чего?
Что это? А вторая...
Ну как это? Инопланетяне прилетели. Вторая исчезла куда-то.
Нет света.
А где Нина-то? А у тебя снимается, что ли?
Да. А?
На ЛП снимаю.
Тебе за эту пленку эту...
На ЛП, ЛП.
Это никто не знает.
Да, помнишь, говорил тебе когда?
Ну чего в трубу-то видно?
Да в трубу там точки. Эти звездочки, я заметила, они поворачиваются по часовой стрелке.
И ты больше это будешь.
Вообще-то не очень ярко, Люда, чтобы снимать. Не очень светло.
Нет, ну он где-то ведь на Гальдяне висит. Мне кажется. Ну, мне кажется. А что это? Коля, сколько огней там штук?
Там раз, два, 5, 6, 7.
Ой, ну посмотри, сейчас лучше стало видеть. Леша, сейчас ближе вроде бы, Коля. Но это эти были далеко. А те куда делись? Вниз ушли?
Guck mal, das nähert sich da.
Nähert sich den da.
Also, ja, sicher. Also, sowas habe ich noch nie gesehen. Das erste Mal in meinem Leben. Also, ich halte ja nichts von UFOs und so ein Quatsch, ne? Aber sowas habe ich echt noch nie gesehen, mein ganzes Leben nicht. So, ich gehe mal.
Was war das denn?
Explodiert.
Ich weiß nicht, was das ist.
Ist aber Dreieck, wenn du so richtig anguckst. Das unten.
Und weg ist er jetzt.
Ja, das hat nichts mehr mit Luftballon zu tun, du.
Ein Witz, wa?
Ja,
Die anderen verschwinden langsam auch.
ne,
Nee.
das ist ja seltsam.
Ich würde sagen, das sind Luftballons.
Ne, genau, dann werden die mit einmal nicht weg.
Ja, aber der macht das jetzt vorher aus, weil er nicht mehr höher gehen will.
Ne, genau, das kann ich mir nicht denken.
Er brennt das
Die
Feuer.
stehen ja, da oben stehen die ja auch, genau.
Ne, guck mal, siehst, der eine geht wieder weiter weg. Siehst?
Ja, na, ich weiß das wohl. Ich weiß ja nicht, wie das sein kann.
Guck mal, jetzt kommt der andere auch dichter ran. Jetzt sind sie fast in einer Reihe.
Ja,
Das kann aber kein Luftballon
Ne.
sein.
ja genau.
Und UFOs auch nicht.
Guck mal, jetzt ist
Da kommt noch einer dazu.
Guck mal, wie schnell, mit
Guck mal.
was für eine Geschwindigkeit.
Ja, genau, das
Ah.
ist.
Das kann ja kein Luftballon sein. Wie
Als,
so eine Geschwindigkeit.
Papa, als das hier wegging,
Da.
habe ich es gesehen. Das ging so schnell, da konnte man gar nicht gucken.
Ja, ja, ist gut jetzt. Das ist ja eine seltsame. Ja, hast du das eben gesehen, links daneben?
es sind wieder mehrere da.
Ja. Ja, ein Ding, ne? Finde ich.
Was ist das denn?
Also hier in der Kamera kannst du ganz deutlich sehen. Da sind 3 und da sind 3 und da ist einer ganz oben. Wisst ihr, was das ist?
Nee, wir wollen es auch gerne wissen.
Ja. Vielleicht sind das so ein paar andere Leute, die uns besuchen wollen hier.
Ja, haben wir auch schon drüber nachgedacht. Das ist aber noch so, das ist ja schon verglüht, ja.
Ja, der ist weg.
Alf.
Ja, ob er verglüht ist oder ob er weg ist.
Oh, Katzen rettet euch, wa?
Ja. Tim, das ist ja
Da
seltsam.
kommt immer näher.
Ja, näher.
Ja.
Kann ich nicht sagen,
Doch,
näher.
Habt ihr sowas schon mal beobachtet?
Noch nie. Das erste Mal, dass wir sowas sehen.
Ja?
Könnte eine Raumstation sein.
Ja, das sieht bald so aus, du. Ne, das müssen mehrere kleine Flugobjekte sein. Aber was für Dinger, das weiß ich auch nicht.
Na, Sterne können es auch nicht sein. Das ist zu hell.
Guck mal, der eine ist jetzt ganz schwach.
Ja.
Ne? Du in der Kamera siehst das unheimlich gut.
Ja?
Ja.
Oh, das ist eine.
Danke. Guck mal, wie die verändern.
Ja.
Die sind aber ziemlich weit weg, Veno, weißt du das?
Ja.
Und das ist gar nicht so dicht.
Deswegen sage ich, meine Meinung sind Luftballons.
Mensch, Luftballon.
Luftballon.
Nee, dann blieben nicht.
Ich weiß nur
Guck mal,
noch
jetzt kannst du nur noch 4 Stück sehen, die anderen sind verschwunden. Guck mal, die verglühen.
Die ist auch wieder.
Die verglühen richtig, die sind, als wenn sie weg sind. Guck mal jetzt.
Jetzt nur noch einer. Oh, das sind das Luftballons, du.
Nein,
Geh mal, jetzt kommt noch
Guck
ein.
mal
Das ist ein Flugzeug.
Nee.
Doch, das ist ein Flugzeug.
nein, das ist weg.
Jetzt sind Wolken oben.
Ja, ich weiß auch nicht. Guck mal, das nähert sich da.
Nee, jetzt nicht den da.
Also, was- guck mal, das nähert sich
Nee,
da.
jetzt nicht den da.
Also, was- ja, sicher. Also, was habe ich noch nie gesehen. Das erste Mal in meinem Leben.
Auch erst zum ersten Mal.
Also, ich halte ja nichts von UFOs und so ein Quatsch, ne? Aber sowas habe ich echt noch nie gesehen, mein ganzes Leben nicht. So, ich gehe mal.
Ah, was war das denn?
Explodiert.
Ich weiß nicht, was das ist.
Ist aber Dreieck, wenn du so richtig anguckst. Das unten.
Und weg ist er jetzt.
Ja, das hat nichts mehr mit Luftballon zu tun, nur.
Ein Blitzer.
Ja,
Die anderen verschwinden langsam auch.
ne,
Nee.
das ist ja seltsam.
Ich würde sagen, das sind Luftballons.
Ne, Vino, dann werden die mit einmal nicht weg.
Ja, aber der macht das jetzt vorher aus, weil er nicht mehr höher gehen will.
Ne, Vino, das kann ich mir nicht denken.
Er brennt das
Die
Feuer.
stehen ja, da oben stehen die ja auch, Vino.
Ne, guck mal, der eine geht wieder weiter weg. Siehst?
Ja, na, ich weiß das wohl. Ich weiß ja nicht, wie das sein kann.
Guck mal, jetzt kommt der andere auch dichter ran. Jetzt sind sie fast in einer Reihe.
Ja,
Das kann aber kein Luftballon
Ne.
sein.
ne, Vino.
Und UFOs auch nicht.
Guck mal, jetzt
Ja,
ist
da kommt noch einer dazu.
Guck mal, wie schnell, mit
Guck mal.
was für eine Geschwindigkeit.
Ne, Vino, das
Ah.
ist...
Das kann ja kein Luftballon sein. Wie so eine Geschwindigkeit.
Papa, als das hier wegging, habe ich es gesehen. Das ging so schnell, da konnte man gar nicht gucken.
Ja, ja, ist gut jetzt. Das ist ja eine seltsame. Da, hast du das eben gesehen, links daneben?
Es sind wieder mehrere.
Ja. Ja, ein Ding, ne? Dich.
Was ist das denn?
Also hier in der Kamera kannst du ganz deutlich sehen. Da sind 3 und da sind 3 und da ist einer ganz oben. Wisst ihr, was das ist?
Nee, wir wollen es auch gerne wissen.
Ja. Vielleicht sind das so ein paar andere Leute, die uns besuchen wollen hier.
Ja, haben wir auch schon drüber nachgedacht. Das ist aber noch so, das ist ja schon verglüht, ja.
Ja, der ist weg.
Alf.
Ja, ob er verglüht ist oder ob er weg ist.
Oh, Katzen rettet euch, wa?
Ja. Tim, das ist ja seltsam.
kommt immer näher.
Ja, näher.
Ja.
Kann ich nicht sagen, aber näher.
Habt ihr sowas schon mal beobachtet?
Noch nie. Das erste Mal, dass wir sowas sehen.
Ja?
Könnte eine Raumstation sein.
Ja, das sieht bald so aus, du. Ne, da müssen mehrere kleine Flugobjekte sein. Aber was für Dinger, das weiß ich auch nicht.
Na, Sterne können es auch nicht sein. Das ist zu hell.
Guck mal, der eine ist jetzt ganz schwach.
Ja.
Ne? Du in der Kamera siehst das unheimlich gut.
Ja?
Ja.
Oh, das ist eine.
Danke. Guck mal, wie die verändern.
Ja.
Die sind aber ziemlich weit weg, Veno, weißt du das?
Ja.
Das ist gar nicht so dicht.
Deswegen sage ich, meine Meinung sind das Luftballons.
Mensch, Luftballon.
Luftballon.
Nee, dann blieben nicht.
Ich weiß nur
Guck
noch
mal, jetzt kannst du nur noch 4 Stück sehen, die anderen sind verschwunden. Guck mal, die verglühen.
Einer ist auch wieder.
Die verglühen richtig, die sind, als wenn sie weg sind. Guck mal jetzt.
Jetzt nur noch einer. Der ist weg.
Ja, jetzt sind sie weg. Das sind Heißluftballons, sagt.
So there you have 2 different cases. You have the Hudson Valley repeat sightings, and then we had this one-off event in Greifswald, Germany, in 1990. Both events, the objects hovered over U.S. nuclear power plants. So, does that mean they're a good place to skywatch? Probably once in a great moon. I imagine this type of event hits every nuclear power plant, no matter where they are. Something shows up and hovers over them for a while. Goes, and just sits there, and they don't do anything. The response is just leave them alone. So it's an old school version of the New Jersey drone type of situation where they're just going to hover over your stuff. So from there, just a couple of years later, this thing flew over Phoenix, Arizona. It was captured by a husband and wife who were out filming the moon, and they were practicing with their video camera. And when they did, this V flew over. This V was followed by a second one behind it, but it just didn't have as many lights on it. And these Vs have at least 10 lights or so per cluster. Now, this tape is really bad. This one I worked with quite a bit to try and clean it up. The area, one of the best areas, like the cool area where you zoom in, got destroyed. It got eaten by, you know how you got VHS tapes? And the best damn part is the worst version of it. Like in the Terminator, the bar scene where all hell breaks loose is probably people watch that part a lot. But anyway, I got 2 versions of this. You're only going to see it on this channel, because where the hell are you going to get a copy of this? I got a VHS copy of this. So the first version is the version that's out there. The second version is a little bit longer, and I tried to clean it up. I just want to put them out there and put this on the record. So here's the 92 Phoenix Lights boomerang that was captured by husband and wife.
There's no sound, and it's not planes flying in formation. I don't hear anything, do you?
No, I don't hear anything. What in the hell is that?
Do you see the stars?
Can you see through it?
There's something behind it.
There's two planes behind it. See it? There's two planes behind it. No, it's not. It's another one. It just doesn't have as many lights. It's another triangle.
I hear something now.
But it's very quiet. Whatever's behind it's the same thing. It just doesn't have as many lights on it. There was a shooting star.
No, it's not loud at all.
But you can hear a little bit.
Where's the other one?
Right behind it.
Yeah, I see it now.
And that's not planes flying in formation behind it either. It's another triangle.
Well, you be the judge. Look very closely at these lights in the night sky. This is from the foothills area south of Ahwatukee, shot by a man who lives down there on Friday night about 10 o'clock. The V-shaped area that you see is a series of lights that we've not been able to identify very closely. You can see how it forms a little V if you're looking very closely at home. Maybe you can see it there as it heads from east to west across the sky there about 10 o'clock Friday night in the foothills area. Now, what do you think it is? That's the open question. I'm pretty sure it's an airplane of some kind.
Well, let me ask you something,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm being silly here, but was it on a tripod? The camera, I mean, that wasn't
No,
the
the camera-
photographer moving around, so the camera was
he was
still.
shooting off his shoulder.
Because sometimes it's hard to tell. The way I shoot a home video camera, I'm like this all the time, unintentionally. If it were still, though, that doesn't look like a plane movement to me, but what do I know? You two are pilots.
I like the plane theory, too.
Well, there's a UFO research group that's going to take a look at that videotape and decide. So
it is hard to tell, though.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a story.
Intriguing, though, isn't it?
If you saw anything,
Very.
let us know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Also hard to tell.
This is the second clip.
There's no sound, and it's not planes flying in formation. I don't hear anything, do you?
No, I don't hear anything. What in the hell is that?
Can you see the stars? Can you see through it?
There's something behind it.
There's two planes behind it. See it? There's two planes behind it. No, it's not. It's another one. It just doesn't have as many lights. It's another triangle.
I hear something now.
But it's very quiet. Whatever's behind it's the same thing. It just doesn't have as many lights on it. There was a shooting star.
No, it's not loud at all.
But you can hear a little bit.
Where's the other one?
Right behind it.
Yeah, I see it now.
And that's not plain spying information behind it either. It's another triangle.
There you have both copies of the 1992 November 27th boomerang that flew north to south, actually, over Ahwatukee, Arizona. I've seen that featured on a couple of shows. And one show it was on, and a particular guy said, this is actual video of the Phoenix Lights. And I'm like, no, it's not. And the argument is the camera defaulted, the timestamp defaulted back. And it's like, no, usually I'm a freaking expert on this stuff. When you have old cameras, you'll have like a timestamp default back to when it was manufactured. And typically it's going to be like January 1st, 1990, something like that. And they don't default back to November 27th. All right. So that alone blows it out. And those anchors at the end did not work here in the Phoenix Valley that everyone who lives here knows. In 97, those people were before 1997. So they date the footage themselves. Okay, so the next time it actually happened was during the Phoenix Lights. Everybody knows about that. 10,000 people saw this. The main event was the 700-foot long boomerang that flew down. We're going to look at the video next. In the video, you're going to see one of the lights at the top kind of move backwards. And I hear people that aren't informed about this say, well, that proves it's not one big object. No, what that proves is what the eyewitnesses were saying. The lights were docking and undocking from this large black carpenter square. And they had set positions where they would kind of stay and they would undock, but they don't go too far away. Throughout all these videos, you'll see they stay close to the quote mothership or the mama, and they just kind of go around and mess around, but they always go back. So this is a best copy that I can tell you that I have of what happened in 97. This was shot by Terry Proctor.
Gail, the hell with it. Come here. You see it? Yeah. I don't know what it is yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to hand hold this bastard.
That's what he's calling about.
What?
This. He said something about a V formation.
Hurry up.
Oh, he's hung up.
You watch it, honey.
I'm watching.
Well.
And that was the Phoenix Lights video shot by Terry Proctor. Very short, has the original audio upscaled a little bit to 4K. There's really nothing much we could do. The best anybody could do is maybe stabilize that video, which I've tried over and over, and I get a little bit into it, and then I just give up. It's all screwy. It's a frame by frame type of stabilization. And there we skip forward about a decade, and this time we go outside the United States. So for people who say UFOs only happen in the United States, these type of events with these boomerangs happen worldwide. So this next one is, I think it's probably my favorite one. It has the best video. that I've seen. It gives us the most data. I've stabilized this and done some work on it in the past. This from probably slaughter the pronunciation, but it's Koloma, Russia. And if you look this up, this is close to the capital. So maybe like 20 or 30 miles away from Moscow, I believe, is, if I have my geography right, is looking where this event happened. And this was caught on a car's dash camera. This was the same type of a deal. We have 2 different boomerangs. We have 10 objects in each boomerang set. These boomerangs are not moving. They're parked approximately 5,000, maybe 10,000 feet max, not much higher than that, or we wouldn't see these lights. They kind of get out and they swim around the ship, and then they kind of come back in and dock. Again, this happens right when the sun goes down. So there is a clear cut pattern. This happens decade after decade, country after country. This likely has been going on, I would say, for hundreds, possibly thousands of years. If we go back to the woodcut from Germany, that showed a UFO battle, and with that battle, some UFOs crashed. So there could be something, and I mentioned that on the Is There a Sphere network, that it could be that there's some UFOs that come, and then other UFOs or protectors, they don't like some of these other UFOs, and they crash. So people say, well, how could they get here and from another galaxy, and then they crash on this planet? Well, somebody with better technology than us went and wrecked them, went and broke their spaceship, whatever, and said, sucks to be you, and it crashed. And then people come along and they collect the remains. So let's get to this one. This is a great video.
Ты еще бабушке скажи. Ты что, она не переживет.
Стоит на месте, смотри, бля, такого не было.
Она стоит на одном месте. Ждет кого-то. Меня может. Смотри, она как-то по-странному.
Я думаю, что у нас около школы круги, мама, я тебе говорю, у нас инопланетяне летают.
Вообще, смотри, херня какая-то. Если был самолет, он бы летел. А это стоит на месте.
Смотри, сколько их там дырочек, шариков.
Давай ракету сделаем.
Вот что за блин.
Смотри, как странно, огни горят даже, да? То близко, то далеко. Вообще классно.
А смотри, когда все загорают, смотри, обрисовка прям становится ее. Тарелки.
Ну это не факт, что тарелка, ну.
Будет тарелка. Блюдечко будет.
Я такой первый раз вижу. Интересно, когда она отсюда подвинется.
Я не знаю, что это есть, но это явный, блядь, объект.
Явно не спутник.
Я серьезно тебе говорю.
Я тоже так думаю.
Ты знаешь, есть что творяет. Огнями просто играет.
Это же не стекло, ничего, это есть в небе.
Мам, а прикрой этот вид. Мам, рукой закрой экран.
Какой?
Вот это вот.
Ну
может, камеру плохо берет камера. Камера плохо берет, потому что, видишь, огни. Вообще снять практически невозможно. Смотри, что творит, смотри. 5 звезд, говорит, раз, тухнет.
Какие там 5, там их много, они как на одном месте стоят же.
Да.
Давайте подъедем немножко
Кучно
вперед.
просто.
Надо подъехать немножко вперед и остановиться опять.
Никуда не въезжает.
Я что-то не понимаю, что ли?
Мы наркоманы.
Вы грибов не ели сегодня?
Я поморов.
Мне просто интересно, когда нас с места
Ты
сдвинется.
смотри, сколько огней расходится. И какие?
Ты
Смотри, как
посмотри,
форма.
блин.
На птицу похоже.
Жопа похожа. Макс.
Хоть бы подвинулась.
Да, так не в эту сторону желательно.
Ну да.
Смотри, сколько огней-то.
Смотри, она то выключается, тускнет.
Она висит просто в небе.
Просто.
Уши вешалка
Надо поближе подъехать.
Что он треугольник?
Если она стоит на месте, значит мы можем приблизиться как-то.
Вот сейчас я удаляю видео. Снимаю дом, машину. Поднимаюсь наверх. Она вот прям над домами.
Смотри, сколько огонечков. Больше нигде нет такого. Может, ждет кого-то? Я в шоке. Но я такого не видела еще ни разу в жизни.
Сейчас я приближу. Форма, смотри какая.
Треугольник.
Прям как галочка.
Галка бермудская. У тебя как-то четче видно.
Приближение просто мощное.
Ага.
Чайка.
Интересно. Ты не понимаю, вообще обосрался.
Да сзади там свет красный горит.
Я первый раз такое вижу вообще.
Я тоже.
Мам,
Я
глянь
почему
назад.
сегодня прям ждала.
Мам, глянь назад. Мама, смотри. Смотри, инопланетяне сзади.
Я красную звезду увидела, которая мерцает. Я еще говорю, что это
Да, ну это не звезды, ты че? Это
да
вообще
не
не
звезды,
звезды.
нереально звездам. Это что-то такое.
Смотри, какую форму вытворяет, держит,
Да она
а?
мигает, понимаешь, она мигает.
И вот в одном месте зависла. Позвони Сереге, позвони Сереге.
И чего он
Пускай он
сделает?
посмотрит.
А у меня телефон дома. На подзарядке стоит. Супер. А что он посмотрит?
В небо увидит, я думаю, что с города
Ты
увидит.
хочешь сказать, что...
Да, Платон, слишком близко.
Пускай, скажет, смотрит в сторону Галутина, в небо.
Блин, как он сейчас заблокируется-то?
И сигнал только мы что заметили? В семье проехали.
Посмотри, какая форма, опа.
Я не умею разблокировать.
Сверху что-то летит.
Это звезда.
И вниз на звездочку.
На звездочку нажала.
Сначала центральную, потом на звездочку вниз.
А если подумать логически, что это может быть?
Неопознанный летающий объект,
О,
однозначно.
смотри, как... Еще один. Что за хвост? Ё-моё, что за хвост там?
Ты смотри, что летят.
Что за хрень-то?
Ой, еще появились 3.
Ёбаный карась.
Я вообще-то снимаю. Матершинники.
Я просто в шоке.
Я попрошу уменьшить немножко расстояние дальности. Дополнение, смотри, 4 звезды слева.
Какие там 4, там хвост.
Там штук 8 точно.
Давайте подкинем в реальность. Иди ты в жопу.
Так, хорош мне выражаться уже, а? Достали.
Мне именно самые яркие радуют.
Ты посмотри, что вытворяет, а?
И сколько их там меня радует.
Ты посмотри, какое чудо, а?
Они прям всей толпой собираются.
Как он что записан? Сережа С.
Сережа С, да, 2. Ты пока там родишь, со звонком.
Да не понимаю твой телефон грёбаный.
Макс, дай, возьми у него телефон и позвони Сереге. Смотри, что есть, а?
О, блин. Не тут идите, блин, нафиг своим телефоном, я не понимаю. Ой. Ну, там еще хвост.
Он что там вытворяет-то?
Я не знаю, что вытворяет, но это
Там
очень
еще
красиво.
что-то есть.
Как он у тебя, Сережа С?
Да, Сережа С2.
Их 2, что ли?
Все, мам, на.
Набрал?
В сторону Голубкина. Ты еще собирается компашка. Хата с них.
Ты посмотри, какая форма вырисовывается там.
Алло, Сереж.
Смотри,
Вот
что в
мы
небе.
сейчас наблюдаем, нам кажется,
НЛО.
это НЛО, блин.
Однозначно, посмотри, что
В
есть
сторону
там.
Галутвина голову поднимайте. Видно и нет?
Там еще их.
Не видно?
Они
Тут
отлетают.
вообще мы
В
внизу
небе
уже.
такое шоу.
Тут вообще шоу целое здесь вытворяется. Здесь отец сейчас вот снимает, вообще такая красота. 2, была
Правая
одна, сейчас
пропадает.
2. Правая пропадает, левая появляется.
Левый высвет...
Ну ладно, давай потом отец покажет. А?
Смотри, их там треугольник собрал.
Да НЛО сам натуральный, треугольником какая-то
Там так-
херня. Светится разными огнями. Мы сейчас вот стоим на обочине, снимаем. Вообще, блин, одно пропало, второе появилось. Ну
Я
ладно,
сейчас левую
давай
снимаю.
покажем потом. Давай.
Тут они что-то типа нам намекнуть хотят.
О, справа сейчас смотри, капец, какая ярко летит.
Оттуда ушла.
Скорость смотри какая.
Улетела, вон, смотри, улетает она куда-то.
Я левую снимаю.
А куда она полетела?
Крупную. Право, направо, видишь, в две точки разделилась.
Смотри, какая скорость ихняя.
Ничего не понимаю.
Предложение МВД ограничить скорость для водителей-новичков хорошее, но его надо проработать.
Передвигается туда.
Я говорю, на подъезд.
Что такое-то?
Ничего, мам, что это?
Она уходит вправо.
Опа, она.
Начинающим автомобилистам придется клеить на машину восклицательный знак.
Они все уходят.
Акция «Ночь в театре» пройдет в Москве в ближайший четверг.
Они что-то рисуют.
Посетителям предлагают специальную программу.
Я не знаю, что это такое.
При резком приближении я не могу их заснять хорошо.
Заявила агентству ТАСС представитель департамента культуры Москвы Наталья
Куда они
Дружникова.
передвигаются?
70 московских театров месяц за 3.
А вон летит самолет с красной фигней. Мигает. Слева.
А, да, кстати.
Слева. Вон, да.
Если это самолет.
Ты смотри, что есть, а?
Мы уже в самолет не верим. Не, ну, капец. Смотри, по сравнению с самолетом, какие лампочки там.
Ну,
Смотри,
это...
какая высота от самолета. Сейчас он прям вниз.
И что, он мимо пролетит и ничего не заметит?
Что он сделал? Не, ну сверху капец улетает.
Да и самолет какой-то странный.
Как он
передвигается?
Передвигается.
Справа упали.
Я сейчас вот это попробую снять поближе.
Смотри, улетел. Право летел.
Левая была.
Он как-то улетает.
Давайте подъедем.
Владя, подъедем, еще успеем.
Не успеем.
А куда будешь сидеть?
Смотри, передвижение пошло.
Я не понимаю, почему он так светится. Он рассыпается, он огни рассыпал и передвигается по рассыпанным огням. Вот
Они себя палят.
были кучкой, а потом огни рассыпались.
Сейчас наверняка весь интернет фигня сейчас будет.
Ну, кто-нибудь наверняка тоже видит.
Да.
Там он машин стоит, может, тоже кто снимает. Это ушла, короче, правая.
Она разделилась на 3 точки.
А что будет, если он это, как
Смотри, форма
тарелку
какая.
упадет на провода?
Руки затекают. Держать.
Ну все, пока останавливаю, поехали поближе, может.
Куда поближе?
Тут обычно.
Ты вообще себе можешь представить расстояние поближе?
По натуре.
Ну, Сережка-то их не видит.
Я не знаю, почему их не видно. Форму видишь, менять. Все, начинает перестроение идти.
Справа вообще вниз
куда-то они
уходит.
полетели, смотря, они вниз вообще пошли. Как парашютики прямо.
Форму, что знаешь, как из
Смотри,
фильма
форму
этого,
какую вытворяет.
который вы смотрели,
Он
помнишь?
только что поменял форму.
Это луна видно. О, смотри, как
Опа, смотри, заморгал.
Сейчас тоже уйдет, рассыпется.
Их спалили.
2 огня.
Сейчас потухнет нафиг.
Опа, 1.
Опа, на!
Исчез. Улетел.
Последний. Опа, мигает, смотри, я еще пока... Все, ушел.
Я его не вижу.
А те остались
Справа
такие
смотри,
летят.
сколько их там.
А сейчас переключимся на правую сторону.
Он сейчас
Появляется,
рассыпется.
появляется.
Он
сейчас
за домом,
рассыпется.
за домом.
Эти те
Вон я
улетели.
за домом вижу пока.
This is the second angle.
Это НЛО. У нас над Коломной огромное НЛО висит. Да капец, вообще, всю жизнь мечтали. Такое огромное. А, у меня пальцами ж приближается. Обалдеть. Ну как, что, НЛО, а что это? Ну а что это, вот сами подумайте, что видите, вы смотрите, какое оно огромное. Оно медленно плывет, оно практически стоит на месте, блин. Очуметь вообще. Я не знаю, что там, просто оно... Так, как его тут, блин, приблизить? Очуметь.
Воздушные шары летят.
Да.
А что 1-1-то на позвонит?
Оно он мигает.
А в Москве
блин.
же тоже будет видно, да?
Нет, зачем? Оно вон оно висит над нами прям.
мигает то там, то здесь. Это что, как окошки, да?
Чем-то огни по краям, хвост.
This is camera angle 3.
Да это вообще, смотри, они ничего не... Ты посмотри, что творят.
Выпрямляются даже.
Вообще, блин.
Нет, плохо видно. Смотри, смотри, они светят чем-то.
Чем? Вон они горят, ты перебиваешь. Охренеть. Офигеть, вообще, да? Охренеть. А прикольно, да? А хрен знает, смотри. И смотри, какая цепь здоровая. А если... Опа, вообще клево, да, смотри?
Прожектора какие у них там светят сильно.
А выстроились, смотри. И он, пошли, смотри, а те куда полетели. Ну вот и что это? Вот как это? Что это? Китайские шарики? Блин, хреновые камеры еще.
Китайские шарики. Не знаю даже.
Вот так вот, а народ ездит и не понимает, что это такое? А?
Меня летает Леша, начинает ржать, а я вот прохожу.
Damn, that's one hell of a sighting. Some of the imagery was just beautiful to watch. That was a mass sighting in Koloma, Russia. It's about 30 miles away from Moscow. So you think about that. That again, the same patterns. There's a lot of data that can be unpacked from these 3 videos about how they fly, how they group, and I'm showing the basic patterns. This happens when the sun goes down. It adjusts itself for winter hours too, versus when the sun goes down in summer hours. There's usually 2 of them. There's about 10 objects. Sometimes they stay within the Carpenter Square formation. Sometimes there is, people report it's one craft, but we can see, since it happens when the sun goes down, this mainly looks like very large plasma lights, about 6 to 9 feet. Some of Uncle Dave's kitchen in here watching was a first-hand witness of the boomerang from March 13th. And he says these lights are huge. These individual lights are not small. They are gigantic. He describes them as lava dripping and kind of moving around, kind of like a lava type lamp. And the craft itself, that whatever they're drawn to, could be invisible, cloaked. And these outlying objects that we see dock in specific positions. Video after video, decade after decade, this happens. I don't know why, but all I know is 100 years from now, this, if we still have nuclear power, this will still be going on. So people from the future watching this long after I'm dead, keep doing this work. Add on to the stack of videos. The videos happen in 2021, 2022 that I won't be around to watch. This will continue to go on. Now we have instead of writing on a cave, drawing chalk on a cave wall, arranging rocks that you can see from the airplane, we have digital video that's going on. So this work will continue. Now, a few years after this Russian video, this happened again all over the world. Now, let me say, there are a lot of these videos. They basically show the same thing. They look like an arrowhead that's moving in the direction of the arrowhead. So when it's moving, the objects are pretty tight. When it stops and hovers, they loosen up and go around. Now, when you encounter some of these boomerang videos, whether it's on Twitter, Blue Sky, Reddit, wherever you find them, download them. Use the 4K downloader, find some downloading tools, talk to AI, get your browser to save these videos because they will disappear. Now, for the preparation of the show, I went back looking from Lansing, Michigan. That's another big sighting. Gone. Just these people disable their videos. Some of it may be copyright reasons. Some of them may be they just don't want to have anything to do with this anymore. Maybe they figured it out. I don't know. But what I do know is save these videos because they go down the memory hole. These Colombo videos, they went up. The main one, the first one, was still online. The second one's disappeared, the second and third one. Then they came back, and thank God I saved them. I don't know if they're still online. But imagine that case. This is a huge case. There could possibly hundreds of these videos in the surrounding area. Now, if they had a Russian George Knapp or Jeremy Corbell, for example, that was over there, they could get on this case and start collecting it. So this is the best we have. We'll probably never, ever see more videos, but it just shows these things will sit there, park, don't give a shit who tapes them or whatever. They have a similar pattern. It's very strange. The best we can do is document and study it as citizen scientists because the military classifies everything, no matter what. The chats, thanks for all the chat. I'm reading it as we go. I can't show it. I don't know if it's because of an OBS update. Well, let's move on to some of the other sightings that took place after this one. Now, this one took place in Puerto Rico. I don't know if I'm going to get a whole bunch of copyright strikes about this. I don't give a shit. I got to get this out. So let's go move on to the Puerto Rico video, 2019, I believe. Very short.
Oh my God. So
There's another one just flew over. Some of these, I mean, I've seen some of these videos. I could do another show about fake planes. Texas has, for some reason, a lot of these videos. These are videos where you see something that looks like that type of object, but it's flying at treetop level at night. And you're going, there's no airport around here. The only time you ever see a large plane, Airbus 360, something like that, or 320, is taking off or landing when they're around trees, right? You don't see them just, oh, we're just going to go cruise. I mean, if they're coming in for landing around that, I mean, we all know, we're all adults here. A lot of us live in cities and we see the normal air traffic and we see how this works. The fake plane thing, that's a whole nother category. That goes into the Jersey drones where we have something imitating another object. But with these large boomerang type craft, this is, in these videos, this is some of the closest that we can get to see NHI, or maybe touch it by looking at something and going, look, man, this wasn't human. We don't know whose this was. We don't know where this was. It just was there. So the collection goes on and on of these type of objects. The next one is 2 videos, again, shot right when the sun's going down. This was shot on a motorcycle, and you could see there's no huge solid objects, but it's 2 of these boomerangs shot in formation by a guy on his motorcycle who just thought, what the hell? Whipped out his phone and he did his duty. Thank God. Short video, a lot of information there. Again, another sighting. It took place when the sun was going down. 2 of these objects flying in formation. That looked just like the Coloma video from Russia with those 2, but they just stopped, right? So as we go, as we progress, these videos will collect more and more and more as time goes on. It makes no sense for some of these that are so large that this is connected. I mean, what do you in the audience think? Is this U.S. military? Is this NHI? Is this something else that it's different? But these are some of the largest objects out there that travel in these groups. This will happen again. The videos that will come out in the future will be on Android or iPhone most likely, instead of traditional camera where they can zoom in, or dash cameras. Now, let me tell you something. Here in the Valley, we are ready for this to come back. I'm ready. The citizens here are ready. If something like that comes back, it'll be captured on thousands of cameras. I have a reach in the Chandler, Gilbert area of about 10 miles around me that I can see on a consistent basis. So, but it'll capture something large like this. A small object, like a single object that's somewhere over Phoenix, I can't see from here. But something that big, my collection system will pick it up. And if it doesn't, and we get reports, the team here is going to go straight to work. I already know a lot of stuff that we should do that we couldn't do the first time. We can collect all these ADOT videos that shoot it. The airport has 500 at least cameras at Sky Harbor Airport on those parking ramps that are looking around, and they're going to catch it just happenstance. We have all those high-rise buildings. We have the jail, the county building. We have 80,000 boats for some reason in the Maricopa County. How many Ring cameras do you think we got? That's going to be in the millions. That's going to be in the millions. There's going to be tons of people. So we would get at least the track of all the objects that would go by just from people's home surveillance cameras and whatnot. So we're set. We're primed. If you like this channel, hit that like button. That's the least you can do. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. It's free. I do all kinds of updates like this. This is active, live UFO research and sky watching and deep dives into what data we can get out of this. So moving next from there, we're going to go to Andor, New Jersey. So yeah, New Jersey is a UFO hotspot. So let's take a look at what they got.
Why are you quiet? That's low. That's low, you don't hear anything.
No.
You should hear that.
Whoa, it looks like a triangle from this side. That's weird. Now, if it's going from the right to the left. It's got 3 lights in the front and 1 in the back. So why would the tail light only have 1 white light? And have 3 in the front? That was weird.
There was yet another clip. These clips are usually pretty fast. I have a dash camera in my car because coming back from California to Arizona on Highway 10, I saw something that looked like a meteor coming in front of me, and then it arced up, and I thought, man, we're by that 29 Palms training area, and it was like 2:33 in the morning. I thought, damn, if I had a dash camera, I could have collected. I'm like all of you guys. You see a sighting, and then you tell people about it. Most people will look at you like, yeah, whatever. And then you're determined, well, wait a minute. I'm going to go out and get something. I'm going to get some new device or piece of technology. So next time, that damn thing, that slippery little bastard isn't going to get away. I'm going to film it. That's why I got a dash camera. So I'm just either going to film a car accident or I'm going to film a UAP with that. Moving next, I believe this one is from Florida. I think there's an F-bomb in here. Great video. This guy is freaked out. He sees something that flies over him that looks like a house, a flying house or something.
I don't know if this is being caught, but there's a fucking flying saucer right there. What the fuck? It was moving and now it's hovering. I don't see it anymore. Where the hell did it go, man? I'm on Highway 426. I'm just minding my own business, man, and oh, I hope I caught it. I mean, I never expected, you know, to see it, and it would be, you know, round like a flying saucer.
I absolutely love his response. I can't fucking believe it. I saw a fucking flying saucer. And then he gets a little bit of it as it's going over the trees. Again, where's that airport? That thing's got to be coming in for a landing, or it's got to be taking off at an arc. A lot of these videos, there's no Doppler effect. You really don't hear anything from these. I don't get that. Why would this be a test? I mean, if you read back through like the Project Blue Book files, you will read about these boomerangs. You will read about the cigars, the tic-tac type objects, the discs. So we are at a stage now where we are categorizing the different type of UFOs. Now, we're beyond, are they real? That's shit from at least 10 years ago. So if you're still back there in 2015, please catch up. UFOs are real. We are trying to figure out the different categories, the different races that are here. What are their motivations with each other and us? Are they fighting each other? Is that why they crash sometimes? So on this channel, we've went through, is there a sphere network? So tonight it's kind of, is there boomerangs? Yes, there are boomerangs out there. There are large triangles. They're some of the most elusive objects out there. And the damn thing is on my bucket list. I mean, I've filmed UFOs, red objects. I've filmed flying humanoids. One part of the Phoenix Lights. I want to get the front part of the Phoenix Lights. So on my bucket list is to get one of these spheres and one of these goddamn boomerangs like we're seeing with my equipment. So that would be one hell of a show if one of these things had the kahunas to show up in front of my stuff. And I will film that motherfucker. So let's get on to the next video. This one is from Peru from 2021. Now, I remember there was there was a sighting of this. I believe it was from in Ireland. I don't have any video of that, but it happened in Ireland before the lockdown. And the same thing happened. These boomerangs, when they're flying, they fly over at treetop level, right? Everyone says they're low and they're large. So this happened in Peru, and we have iPhones and whatnot, and nobody got it. So it was a mass sighting that went from town to town. Ireland. Peru is going to be the next video. So in Ireland, it went over a number of cities in 2020. And where's the iPhone video? Where's the smoking gun? Again, there's millions and millions and millions of iPhones out there, but it doesn't really matter, you know? It's still going to be a nighttime video like we're showing. Nice blacks on a 4K TV. If you guys got one for Black Friday, nice 4K TV. Nice black levels on these videos, but the old ones kind of murky and muddy. So that's what's changed, is nice black levels and some nice white stuff. So let's check out the Peru one.
ovnis en Yucay, vistos desde el Palacio del Inca Zaire y Tupac. Ocaso.
That was kind of pretty cool. They did a pretty good job videotaping that. Some good data in this one. This one I spent some time, God, maybe 3 years ago or so when I got my hands on this one, looking at what's going on here. So we have a group, again, one group of objects here, around 8 to 10, and they are changing places. Did you guys see that? They have the holy boomerang formation, which is strange because if there is no, let's say, semi-transparent, huge 700-foot boomerang that they're docking into, there's none, then why are you keep going back to these same positions each time? And all these videos, is this holy? Is the 90-degree form something that, you know, is that why you have the G and or whatever with the Freemason stuff? What's going on here? Why do groups of 10 of these plasma type objects, they're the size of a car, sometimes bulb together like the T1000 in liquid mercury? That was going down in this video. They were changing positions. Let's watch this again and I'll point it out. This group of 4 here, if you stabilize these 4, you will see that they change positions and they trade. So in the Phoenix lights, they were saying that the lead light would undock, move to the back, and one of the third lights would come up and take its place. And you could see that here as the objects get closer or further away. And in this part, with the 4 of them here, if you stabilize the 4, you could see them get close together and they merge, sometimes into a single object. At 5:30 on March 13th, 1997 at Crown King over a lake there, because there's a small lake, I've never been there, there was a report of a couple of these boomerangs in the daytime. And I'm at 5:30, so that was before even the sun was going down. And there was no outline of like a huge ship, but there were a bunch of these lights, and they were hovering in a group like we would see from the Greifswald, Germany, right? Just a bunch of lights in formation. F-15 comes up from Luke Air Force Base. Probably took them about 6 minutes to get there from the time they take off and go. This thing, according to the witness, all the lights grouped together, sandwiched into one, so they compact. Like, remember when the T-1000 blew up and was frozen, and then it went back together? So they all go back together into one and shot up and went away. So before the main event, where the 2 boomerangs came from Las Vegas and headed into Phoenix, were they on the high alert? Did they know something from the base that, hey, we've been chasing these boomerangs on March 12th that they came in, then March 13th at Crown King. Then they had another intercept, I guess, because of the Prescott called them. And then they launched and intercepted the object at 8:30. Maybe they got tired of it. Maybe it was kind of like in the age of disclosure when they had a sighting in NORAD and the commander at NORAD says, I want that object taken down. I want it. Couldn't get it. We don't have anything fast enough to keep up with these things. Very fascinating. So one more video, and this one's a weird one. This is a MUFON case back when the database was open and free. This is from Texas. I did not 4K this. It doesn't need it. This one is strange, and I will say it's strange in purple because of the camera. I have a very old camera that when it was going between HD and 4K, it was a 720p camera, and I filmed bootleg concerts with it, and it turned shit purple, so I think that's why this shit here is purple. hell? So there you have it, a compilation of about 20 different boomerang videos that I've collected. Some of them were personal videos, like the one from 92 that I'm one of the few people that, well, if you don't see it here, you're not going to get it. And other ones are available on the internet that are very, very hard to find. There should be more research in this. Look at the amount of time that was spent by all the researchers on the missile UAP video. I mean, just thousands and thousands of hours of people hemming and hawing. Is this a balloon? Is this not? Can we get some focus like that on the 2015 Coloma video? I mean, can some people spend some time ripping that 20-minute video apart, doing some dissection? The data's out there. People are bickering over, he said, she said. Well, one whistleblower said they're interdimensional. Another guy said they weren't. Or Congress this, Congress that. We have a lot of data. We just need to dig into that shit. We need to look around and be ready for next time when one of these boomerangs happen. And when it does, we piggyback on one of these shows. Hey, we got some more data. And you know what's going to be? Probably 2 of them. And I know damn well it's going to be shot when the sun goes down. And it's going to be probably multi-camera type of deal. And we'll still not be able to figure it the fuck out. Oh, yeah, okay. Truth Seeker, regular supporter, awesome supporter on this channel. Wish we had a lot more people like him. I do not go out and seek out other big shots and say, hey, put me on the show. I want to come on and blow this channel up. It's kind of fun that I don't have all the bots and just the shitty people from Metabunk and the shittiest people there are from Reddit on here. I got a cool crew of small, hardcore people that watch. I like that. I hate to have to, do what I'm doing and then manage a bunch of trolls. So, yeah, Truth Seeker sent in a video. I don't have the original here, but what I have is the stabilized one, and I have the blow-up of it. So what is daytime shot? He got from SWR, you said? Anyway, let's just roll that real quick. All right, let's try this again. Wow. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna loop this. Let this run a couple of times. Hard to see, but something on the left comes out and it's black, and I stabilize it, and then here's the enhancement of it. What do you guys think? Bird? It's a quick one. I would say probably a bird because some of the weird flashing that I saw when I was stabilizing it. But yeah, viewer sent it in, reminding me crank that thing out. So yeah, if some broken with the chat tonight, so I can't show your stuff on the screen. It may have been an OBS update. It hit me at the last minute that this isn't working. Yeah, so in the future, want to go up to Sedona again, but I don't know what's going to go on with holiday times. I want to get Clive and Dan out there. Dan, Arizona Motherlode now has his thermal camera up and running. The next step is to get it working with UFODAP so that he could join the journey the rest of us do, getting on the UFODAP Discord, looking at the best practices of how to use that. Drinking coffee in the morning and going through all those folders that UFODAP collected and going garbage, 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 airplane, garbage, garbage, bird, airplane. What the fuck is this? I'm saving that one. That's kind of the rigmarole of the UFODAP lifestyle. Tim Sr., a friend of mine, will probably have him back. He's doing family stuff right now. I hope you guys, whatever money is saved up, go get something, have fun with your money, get some gear, watch the show, go back some episodes. If you can't figure something out, I fucking covered it. If I didn't cover it, leave it in the comments or below, and I will cover it if it's something that we need on 4K Skywatching gear-wise or whatnot. If you want to join the channel, it's $3. It puts gas in the tank, pretty much. You can't fund the whole thing, but it helps, man. It helps, and it really helps with moral support. That there's people out there to support what the hell we are all doing, because it's very expensive. And then I might set up this live thing again, and that would be a different tier because of the amount of. I got a computer here that's generating heat, running that live camera all the time. I got UFODAP on the same computer looking at it. I got other components. I got cosmic watches and other things that would get tinkered in. And then pretty soon that thing is pulling however many, maybe 800 watts of power constantly. So that's up for consideration. I kind of did a test run this week. Looks feasible. And you know me, usually when I get around, I say, fuck it. Let's do that. Fuck it. So nobody else is doing it, so possibly a live stream. It wouldn't be free because of the amount of resources that I have to constantly babysit that thing. And maybe free later down the road. It depends. I mean, if they get fiber in here and it's not that expensive, because I don't have fiber. I only have 110 meg up, but a gig down is what the internet connection here is. And I sought out the best, fastest internet that you can get here in the Phoenix Valley to stream the show in 4K. So it was always kind of in the back of my mind, how can we get this running permanently in 4K? I kind of really can't, because if I was running that all the time, it's using this stream key. So to do the Friday night show, that has to be shut down from that computer, switched on to this one. So I'm kind of learning as I'm going and seeing how that works. So the channel will slowly grow. Tell your nerd friends about this channel. Just do whatever. I can't control who's watching. So next time, I don't know. What do you guys want to see me cover or look into or research? This is actual real research here. So let's see what they say. Fast moving, other comments. Kind of see flapping from Truth Seeker. Hard to say. Yeah, it's we ended up with that one, something like 6 to 8 pixels black on that video too, and about 2 down. And sometimes it disappeared. So stabilizing, I had to babysit it. I had to get like 4 frames auto stabilized, then adjust, 4 frames and adjust. It took about 40 minutes to pull that out. I don't know. Well, you know, a lot of things with videos, you have to just say interesting and then let it go. And go out and collect a better video. You know, go out and collect something that gives you a punch. When people watch, you go, oh, fuck, I can't explain that one. That's the feeling you want to get. And you got to have somebody close to you who will tell you, dude, no. Or, dude, that's really good. You know, so hopefully everyone has somebody close in their life that keeps them grounded so they don't, you know, get too crazy. Don't go to Sedona and spend thousands of dollars on crystals and go fucking nuts, because you're going to need to be grounded. You know, spend your money on UFOs and whatnot in your research, but be careful. Don't go too far in. And then do kind of a self-check. Look at yourself going, am I doing this right? Or if I went down this rabbit hole too far, got to have a friend with that ladder, man. So I want to thank True Seeker Marcus, AZ Motherload, and all the channel supporters that aren't even here that are watching, or they're spending time right now with your loved ones, eating that turkey, eating that gravy, having a good time, getting fucking sauced, watching football and getting fucked up, and doing the American or the European or wherever you're from way. There's people from England in the morning watching right now. So that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. This was the episode 45 of the best boomerangs caught on tape. I tried to keep it pithy. I tried to not talk too much. We will see you guys hopefully on episode 46 of 4K Skywatching, and maybe join later. We'll see you on the live camera sometimes. Thanks. I'm Tom King. We'll see you next time.